That's the body of the blade. I got a really nice deep cut on my palm just there, so you can see that it's both a rat tail and a full tang, right? So I stack the guard over, and then the ring, I force it down so that it's flush with the spine. I shape these scales. I force them in as deep as I can in the ring. And then, of course, drill the holes, because it kind of, by itself, holds itself together. You almost don't need pins and glue, because the fit is so tight that the ring alone just keeps the scales on very, very tight. But then you drill the holes, and ideally we'd want another ring like this at the back, which I'm going to try and do on this one. But whether or not a ring fits at the back there depends on what sort of tubes I have. And then the rear end, we have the peened pommel, which fits at the bottom. So I'll make a shoulder, a very small one, less than 1 millimeter shoulder, for the guard to push up against. Because again, I'm trying to make this a full tang, but it has rat tail construction, right? So it's both a rat tail and a full tang. But it's old way of doing handles. It's about, something from like mid-19th century. We've seen this before on some other knives. Let me just, like that. So you can see the ring. And then the wood is stuffed in there. And then the 2 scales. So I just copied that there. And it's very interesting what sort of handle shapes you can actually have and still fit a ring at the front. So very clever, very cool construction. And this is what you do if you're concerned about storage. So this is this is a military issue. This is a Swedish army machete. And you do this type of handle construction if you're concerned, of course, about durability, how long it lasts. Mind you, in those days, this is like wood. I'm not sure exactly what type of wood is here, but it's got some very heavy coating and so forth. And it has a lanyard loop, right? So basically that's what I'm doing, is just copying this type of handle construction. These type of machetes, they're in storage for very long periods of time. They'll be exposed to the elements like sunlight and so forth. And so if you don't have this type of construction, it will split. The handle will split down here. It's a big mistake. You see this very often in the knife making world. Guys will make very, very beefy blades, and then they put like a wooden handle construction, whether it's a scales or full tang, like rat tail or whatever, but they don't put anything at the front to prevent the wood from splitting down the middle. And you can see this is not split anywhere. So it's done pretty well. But every single antique full tang handle you'll ever see will have a crack down the middle or missing scales. And the ones that have rings at the front, they're the only ones that are like fully intact. Unless the knife is so old that the wood has actually rotted itself away. So I have a little fencing sword, a very small one for kids, in my collection, and it has a ring at the front, at the back, and it has a rat tail. It's got a pommel that's peened in and a guard, but it doesn't have, the wood has rotted away, right? So, they put rings at the front and the back. But I still have the piece of wood that fit in there. It's just, I took it out and I put it in a box because it was so rotten. But it still had a handle on there, and it's, it's over 2 centuries old. So it was still, you could still use it with that wooden handle on there. It's just it had splits down the middle. It was really like super old and rotten, and you could just kind of bend it out of place. But that's the construction style we're going for with the Scout Jaeger. It's a really, really cool construction, and it allows me to, of course, put the wrapping on, because that ring gives us a little step. You don't have that here. This is actually very, very nicely made. But I went with sort of the katana approach. We can pause again. So here, you can see, this is a katana, or it's really a tanto, right? And I'm going, you see the ring at the front? Hold on, let me just, that ring at the front, which makes it flush with the cord. So that's what I went for. So basically what I'm doing is combining tanto and this style of handle construction in here to create this blade design. And here's the beefier one there that's coming out. But I'd like to make more of these. It's a cool design. It's kind of unique. It's you know, it's like with the knife making, I either make something that's been made a million times before by everybody else, or you know, make something that's more unique to me and what I do and what I like, and then you know, something that's a bit more unusual and uncommon or non-existent in some cases, and then I master it. I focus on it. I make 100 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 500 of these, and then they only get better, every single one of them that I make, and they get faster to make, and it, you know, and then I'll be like the only one in the world who knows how to make like a really, really, really good version of this. And if you want that kind of knife, well, I'll be the best person to come and get it from, right? That's like the theory craft. I guess you want to see right before I close the video, just gonna unsheath everything here. It's got a lot of gunk on it, this sword. Just give it a wash. But yeah, there it is, boys. And yeah, sorry for the mess. I haven't had time to clean up yet. I've been sort of working on all these orders, but that's it. That's what it is. I'll see you later, boys.